In 2008, Clarabett's 7-month-old son was rushed to the hospital and later pronounced dead. She left him in the care of her relative, Latisha, and never expected that would be the last time she saw him alive. Now, years later, this tragedy still divides their family, and they feel that a lie detector test is the only way to get closure.
I left her in charge of my son so I could go pick up a new car that was purchased for me by a family member. And she had called me and told me everything was okay because I was so worried about him because I couldn't take him because it was too hot and there wasn't a back seat for him to go. When I got back home, she still said everything was fine. She had just checked on him and stuff because she had to go to the store for a friend of the family to get ice cream. He wanted her to get ice cream even though that she was supposed to be watching my son, and he didn't really care. And so she asked him if he would watch him and make sure nothing happened to him, and he said yes. And so she went to the store, got the ice cream, and came back, and she showed up right before I did. And we got out of the car, and I asked another person to go check on my son. And about 5 or 10 minutes later, he came back out with my son in his arms, and he was all limp and turning blue, and he was walking so casually and just told me, he goes, "Well, your son's not breathing." And so I just screamed at the top of my lungs because I didn't know what to do. I was going crazy and psychotic because I sit here and look at my son all limp and not breathing, and that's like my baby boy. And I was grabbed by another family member who was sitting there holding me tight and they laid him on the car, and family members started performing CPR on him. And before the ambulance got there, and I went in the ambulance with him and everything. I was screaming, I was crying. They were ripping his clothes off, hooking him up to all kinds of different machines. And there was just still nothing. Even when we got to the hospital, they still tried. And they took me into the conference room, and I sat there for about 10 or 15 minutes. And then they came back in and told me that my son didn't make it. They couldn't help bring him back.
And because of this incident, you had a daughter that was taken away?
I lost my daughter 20 days after that because of the incident.
When this first happened, did you blame Latisha?
When it first happened, yes, I did.
Do you know?
No.
Okay. You took a polygraph too, right?
Yes, I did.
Why did you want to take one?
I've been blamed for the past 9 years. I've lost all my friends. I've lost a lot of people because they think that I'm the one who did it.
Did you ever see anyone abusing your son?
The only person, there was one person, and I reported it to CPS, and nothing ever happened with it. They never pursued it.
All right, well, Latisha's here, and she was with your son the day he died. Let's bring her out.
I'm so sorry that this happened. I love you. We were best friends. I never, in a million years, I would be blamed that this would happen. I loved your son as he was my own. I don't, how could you even think that I would have anything to do with something like that?
Can you relate to this story? Need my help? Call 1-888-STEVE-07. Latisha, what can you tell us about the day her son died?
I can tell you that I remember it is, I was watching him, he was fine, a healthy baby. I had laid him down for a nap. I got asked by a family friend, actually, to go to the store for ice cream. And I asked the family member, I said, okay, I'm not gonna leave unless, you can watch him. Completely trusted his family friend. And I left to the store, come back, checked on him. He was still fine. I walked over, and she'd asked this other person to check on him. Took 5 minutes, and he comes out like nothing, like no emotion, stone face. He's not breathing. All I hear is this blood-curdling scream. And then, as he's passed, this other person passed by, laid him on the car and did CPR. Then he was rushed to the hospital in the ambulance, and that's all I remember of that day.
How's your two's relationship since then? Have you friends again, or?
We've gotten actually a lot closer. We live together, and I help raise her kids with her and help take care of them. And she helps take care of me too.
So Latisha, do you blame yourself for the little boy's death?
For the longest time, had I not went to the store, had I not trusted somebody else.
What do you hope happens today?
I hope that we can finally heal, continue the healing process. Because nobody, it's torn the family apart. Hopefully, we can heal and continue to get our bond stronger.
Clarabett, you came here, took a lie detector test, and we asked you, did you cause your 7-month-old son's death? You answered no. Regarding your 7-month-old son, did you do anything to cause his death? You answered no. The results came back the same to each question. They came back that Clarabett told the truth.
Yes!
Latisha took a lie detector test. And we asked her, did you cause Clarabett's son's death? She answered no. Did you witness anyone abuse Clarabett's son, causing his death? She answered no. The results came back the same to each question, and it came back that Latisha told the truth. Losing a child, probably the worst thing that can happen to anybody on this planet is losing a child. I certainly hope this gives you some closure.
Yes.
Obviously, you have worked past this and you're friends again, and that's probably good for both of you to be in each other's lives. And I hope that you're never going to be able to move on from it. You lost a son and you lost a daughter because of it. Even though she's somewhere, you don't know where she's at. And that's a sad, sad story. But I'm glad you were able to come, both of you, clear your names. And I wish you all the best of luck in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Click here to watch more Wilkos. Click here to subscribe and get a front row seat for all the action.